We don't care if it's only a dream. Nothing is really what it seems anyway. Now little by little, in the twilight's gentle flow, in the dance of fading light we grow. You get fooled by anyone so easily. I'm lost. You say you're tired, so nice.
Okay, so what the plan of attack is now that we've got everything in, we've set the laser up, we're gonna go through and we're gonna chop the tops of the posts off to the top of bearer height. That way we can sort of get a better gist on our chamfers we're going to do on top of the post. So yeah, cut the tops off and then, well, we're probably going to run out of fuel, so we'll just see how we get on. But alright, with a bit of a fluffy morning, you'll notice that some of the tops of the posts are all cut on the piss. Is because my frickin' chainsaw blade was sharpened incorrectly by moi. So I went down the road and got a new one of those. But that's no stress. I've actually cut these about 5-10 mil higher than they need to be. And now I've just gone through and run a string line over the tops of our posts, right? And I sort of just played around trying to get the center of all the posts. Obviously it's going to be fucking hard to get this, and in an ideal world we want to get it parallel with our building line, but in this case we have. The main thing I'm looking for is bearing point on here. I need at least 95 mil from the string line to the outside here of the post. So I've actually hit that on every single one except for one, which is really good. And now the process is I pretty much mark the string line on the top, right? And then we need 110 mil spacing in between here, so 55 on each side. I'm then gonna level across like this, pretty much go like that. And then, not level across, just pretty much make a straight line. That's gonna be our freaking chamfer that we're gonna cut down to the underneath side of our bearer down here, and then the bearer will sit on the post and run all the way through, and that's gonna create a level platform for us to build our joists on. So it's going to be a bit of fun trying to chainsaw all this and get it perfect, but we'll get it done. It's just a fiddly faddly shit. Okay, what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to devise a system on getting my marks perfect for the underneath side of our bearer for our cut there. Now obviously these posts are SEDs, so they've got a slight taper on them already, and I'm wanting to make sure, remember in the last episode I want to make sure that my bubble was nice, perfectly plumb. So what I did is I'm pretty much got Fabian to hold this smaller block for now and go up and down like this until we get a perfect level mark. That way I have bearing to like move my level out from the post if I need to. Then we marked it. Then we got this bigger block and shot it in at that mark and then leveled it across like this. So we've got a nice plumb level board. Then I can use that level board to mark my sides of where my chamfer's going, alright? And that's also going to help me guide my chainsaw when I'm coming in like this. So you can imagine I can sit my chainsaw just above that, or I might even use the saber saw depending on how good our blade works through these timbers. Also what I'd like to mention is I also need to plumb this mark down, come around here. Excuse my lines here, it's a fuck up, but also I've got so this is the points that I'm cutting off through here. I need to make sure my cut is plumb all the way down like that. And there's a tip and trick. You don't want to hold your level on facing any direction, right? You want to make sure that it's perpendicular to the line that you're using. Is that the right word? So you just try and line the level up, this face with that, and then you plumb it from there. and then that will give you your plumb mark that way and plumb mark that way. So let me know in the comments what you would do, because this is sort of a hard one with working with round posts and trying to get nice plumb straight cuts. But yeah, I'm going to cut this and see if it actually works first, because I haven't done it yet. Temporarily, always practice on the first one, and if it works then we can go through and do the rest. Alright, that fucking worked pretty well. Let's just see, eh? What are we there?
Mil.
1 mil, 1 mil. What? Oh, there it is. Let's see this side. What's that one?
That's
2 mil. So we can easily shave little bits off as long as we're not too low. And then also it fucking worked out pretty well this way as well. Let's see. Put that hard against there. And fucking boom skis. You see that? Oh! Yeah. Okay, let's fucking do that then. That works really well. Let's do that fucking 49 more times. Become a fucking arborist. Check out my cuts, boy. Holy shit, my back doesn't hurt at all. Straight up. Nah. Fucking hell. Anyway, so what we've been doing is we've been fucking cutting the tops of all our posts, getting our freaking checkouts ready, and chamfering the sides. Our process was I cut them all. I obviously couldn't quite get the saw perfect, so I'm just using a little torpedo level and sitting on top. Can you have a look at that? Sexy. Well, within a fucking mil or two, which is going to be good. Because we want the tops of these to be level, so when our bearer sits down on top, it's going to be beautiful. And then we went through with the laser and we checked all the heights. This one is perfect, it's got no measurement, but if we have a look at this one here, we've got a -1 mil off the top of that. See that -1? So we've actually just gone through and pretty much adjusted all those heights to what they need to be, which is really, really good. And now Fabiano is going to come along, and we're putting this Metalex timber preservative, and this is going to protect the tops of the posts where we've cut all the tops of the posts. So even though it's going to be underneath the house, I still want to install this. I'm going to put 2 coats on, one now and then one tomorrow morning, and then we should be right as rain. But it's fucking looking good. Get to put some bearers up tomorrow. The ones Fabiano cut, eh?
Yes, sir.
Mean. Fuck, about time for a beer. Oh, sad to me. Alright, so we're actually finding it easier just to fucking pour this stuff on. It's actually super bad for you. We should have gloves on, but we don't have any, so fuck it. One time can't hurt, so it's easier and it goes on better. Like, it goes on a thicker coat, which is what we want. So I'm just pouring it on like this. Fabiano will hit it. I'll jump on this side. Come back and hit the spots that didn't get done. That's right, that just turns you into the Hulk, mate. We're leaving the tops for now just in case we have to plane them down. We're back on site this morning. It's frickin' Sunday. How are we feeling, Fabiano?
Too good, brother.
Hey, backbones. Might as well make the most of the time we got up here. All right, let's have a quick talk about liquefaction, all right? Now, liquefaction is something that happens when there's an earthquake, right? And the soil beneath us actually almost turns into liquid, right? And it's obviously not gonna happen all the way down to the center of the earth, but there's a certain distance that the soil turns into water when the fucking ground's shaking like that. Hence why we've had to go through and ram in 6-meter poles to get down to the required depth that the engineer has asked us to go. And that's when the set list comes in. A set, I've got it on my phone actually here because I was like kind of confused of why they call it a set, but a set is a very commonly used tool in mathematics or engineering that helps capture a complex idea in a compact way. So what that means is, in this situation, the set is pretty much, like I explained earlier in the video, but the weight of the hammer, when we're ramming these poles in, the distance between the top of the pole and the hammer, and then the distance the pole goes into the ground on every hit, right? So we do 5 hits on every pole, and figure out exactly how far down the pole moves, and that's going to give us a good indication on how strong the foundation is way down there. You can imagine if we drilled a hole and concreted in like a standard deck house pile or something like that, a meter in, and then we get an earthquake, the ground beneath it is just going to turn to liquid and pop over. So that's pretty much what we're doing there. That's pretty much it, you know. Trying to understand why we're doing all this sort of shit so we have a better knowledge on building, I guess. And now we've got our splice joins on our bearers, seeing as though we've done a bit of a video on how we're cutting these. You can see now that this is our splice joint, right? Pretty much going to go like that. It's going to sit up onto our bearer, onto our post, and bolt through like this. And then we can't have a splice joint on the same post, so we stagger our splices all the way around to give a stronger connection point throughout. Shoot this on now because I'm happy. I'm also shooting in areas where my bolts aren't going to go. My bolts are here and here, so now I can just put some of these in. Get that. that. Fabiano's got us sussed. Yeah. Now, let's go back along. Let's just check this next one out and see how well we've cut it. Imagine if it was bang on. Eh?
Ooby.
Yeah, Fabiano's the man on the saw, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Okay, ready? Come to me. Yeah. Okay, so pretty good. Have I got a bit of a bow in this one? Straight. So what I'll do is I'll try and just grab a clamp that down a bit, and then we've got this perfect scarf join, look, all the way. So I'm pretty good here. We've got a nice straight one. Now what I do is I try and line these up a little bit. So I'll just tap this in. Look at that, flush as. Boom. And I'm good there, good there. Oops. Oh, Missy Tero! Whoa, Fabiano! Come along, making sure that we're sort of hard down on our cut. We're good there. And we're good here. And that's how we do it, eh, Fabian?
Doses.
Look at that, perfect. Now we've got to do that with all of them. Fuck. Alright, I just wanted to show you quickly. On this one, we sort of stuffed it up. Our crown is actually going down, and we still need to join it in here with our scarf joint, our scarf cut here. And this one here is obviously facing up, but in the previous episode, I mentioned that we're always measuring from the bottom up for these. So we've got a clean line all the way along the bottom. But you can see with this one, seeing as though it's upside down, we've got this huge lip, about 10 mil, and that's the difference it makes. Always taking measurements from the same spots on these, not just top and bottom and random. Otherwise it's just going to be a fuck up like this. So we're just going to have to trim this one, but most of them have been pretty good, eh?
Yeah, straight on. Especially this side.
Oh, fucking get off a high horse, boy!